Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this video all about the Ugandan Giant Kamala. Kamala, of course, sadly passing away recently, and that news just breaking at the time of recording this a couple of hours ago. WWE, AEW have both come out and made statements, and he really is one of the all-time greats for me. His match against The Undertaker at Survivor Series 1992 was a big reason as to why I became a wrestling fan. That was one of the very first matches that I ever saw, and it absolutely blew my mind as a kid. So a lot of love for Kamala from me. He really is one of my all-time favourites. So I wanted to just bring you a few facts about Kamala, because he started competing in 1978. And in the early 80s, he actually went to the UK, and he was competing in the UK and around Europe under the name of the Mississippi Mauler. And he went back to America, and that's when the Kamala character was born. It was actually Jerry the King Lawler and Jerry Jarrett that actually helped create the Kamala character. This was obviously in Memphis. At the time, he was known as Kamala, and the backstory was that he was a bodyguard for the deposed president of Uganda, Idi Amin. And so they filmed these vignettes at Jerry Jarrett's farm in Tennessee and made out that they had discovered in the jungles, the Ugandan jungles, they had discovered Kamala. So it's really interesting to see him talking about this and how he felt about this character, because it's great that he absolutely loved it and he took such pride in it. In an interview with Bleacher Report, you can see on screen he's quoted as saying that I told him, talking about Jerry the King Lawler, I'm not embarrassed to do nothing. I was happy. I'd always wanted something like that. Everyone wanted to get a look or get a picture. It gave me goosebumps. And he really did. I mean, he went on to have some incredible title opportunities. He would face Jerry the King Lawler for the AWA Southern Heavyweight Championship, and he would win that title. But he would also go on to face the likes of Harley Race for the NWA Championship. When he signed with WWE, he had a feud with Hulk Hogan for the WWE Championship. He would face Rick the Model Martel for the AWA Championship. And as recently as 2006, he even faced Daniel Bryan for the Ring of Honor Championship. He also made an appearance in TNA in 2008 as a guest at the Jay Lethal and SoCal Val wedding. As well as this, you know, he'd been at WrestleMania 17. He kept making little appearances with WWE. So he was at WrestleMania 17 as a part of that gimmick Battle Royal. As well as that, he had been in WCW. In 1995, he was a part of the Dungeon of Doom. So, as well as all of this, we actually did have a Kamala 2 and a Kamala half. I can't find loads of information about this, but we have actually had a few Kamala 2s over the years. But probably the most famous is over in Japan. We had Giant Kamala, who would later go on to be renamed as Uganda, and Uganda would actually even compete in ECW. Very much this was a Kamala ripoff, but it did have the blessing of the original Kamala. One of the most famous bits of footage that's doing the rounds on social media is this. You can see Kamala slamming Andre the Giant. And what I love about Kamala, you can see that as soon as he slams Andre, he just goes to slapping his belly, a few little shuffles, and it's absolutely incredible. And that is such an impressive body slam as well. Full rotation on that body slam. So, yeah, apparently this was in Mid-South Wrestling. I think it was around like the early 80s. There's a famous story that he told as well. Apparently he pulled a gun on Andre. They were having a match, and apparently he forgot a spot, and backstage there was an argument, and this led to Andre calling Kamala a stupid SOB, a dumb SOB. I think there was a few words that were exchanged. This led to Kamala getting a gun the next night, and Andre apologised. But Kamala did say that he actually would then carry a very small weapon on him, because he did fear that there would be repercussions, but they never came, and apparently he was all good with Andre after that point. The other thing that's worth mentioning as well is the fact that Kamala has got one of the rarest action figures. This Hasbro figure that came out in the early 90s, this is worth around $10,000. It's believed there was only about 23 that were made. Most Kamala figures have a star on the belly, but there were a select few that had a moon printed on the belly. So Kamala has one of the rarest wrestling action figures that's ever been made. We could continue. Kamala really did achieve a lot in a career that spanned 4 decades. And, he was in various different promotions. He had various different championship runs as a solo star or in a tag team, and someone that definitely deserves to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. So he will be missed, it's just such a shame that the wrestling world has lost another legend. So rest in peace, Kamala. Thank you for the memories, and thank you to all of you that joined us for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time. Bye for now.